The booming electric vehicle market provided investors with some of the most attention-grabbing stocks out there last year. Hot IPOs like Rivian and Lucid racked up nearly $150 billion in value at their launch. And then, of course, there's Tesla, which drove to a gain of nearly 50% in 2021. The switch to electrification has even resurrected the bottom lines of legacy automakers like GM and Ford. But those aren't the companies I want to talk to you about today. No, I want to tell you about a Chinese EV company that's challenging Tesla in both stock performance and market share. A company that's one of the fastest growing EV and hybrid makers out there, that's even caught the attention of the old Oracle of Omaha himself. So buckle up and let's learn a few things about BYD. So the first thing to know about BYD is that it's the biggest EV and hybrid maker in China. BYD has humble origins. They started business in 1995 as the maker of phone batteries. I'm talking Nokia, Motorola, two-way page kind of phones. Remember these? The company transitioned to the automotive market in 2003 and produces everything from electric cars to buses, hybrids, and yes, it still makes batteries. Now, unlike Tesla, which only makes a limited lineup of car models, BYD has a wide range of products. They sell electric and hybrid versions of their popular Han sedan, and they recently rolled out an electric hybrid crossover called the Tang and an electric compact called the Dolphin. They plan to directly challenge Tesla in the high-end market with the launch of the Denza X this year. But that's not all. They're also one of the biggest makers of electric buses. They even operate a plant here in the US, and they make EV delivery vans and garbage trucks, and they also have an energy storage business. BYD electric and hybrid sales combined are nearly equal to Tesla's all-electric deliveries, and they're far above those of NIO, Li Auto, and XPeng, let alone startups like Lucid and Rivian. Now, BYD's background in battery development gives the company a strategic edge in the market. They're one of the few EV companies that produces batteries in-house. Now, the BYD Blade batteries are seen as some of the safest out there for EVs, and they have an outstanding range, which is important since charging infrastructure is trying to catch up to the market. BYD's proprietary battery knowledge allows it to sell its products to other automakers. You can find BYD batteries in the made-in-China Ford Mustang Mach-E, for instance, and there are reports that Toyota and Tesla will use BYD Blade batteries in the China market. Now, while BYD has far less big-name backers like Tesla, it's notable that Warren Buffett has been a longtime investor. Buffett got in early with the relatively unknown Chinese car company back in 2007 with a $232 million investment. 10 years later, that stake was valued at roughly $1.6 billion. ARK Invest also owns a small share of the company. BYD, like Tesla, has managed to grow rapidly despite chip shortages that have crippled almost every other automaker over the last year. And that's mainly because BYD makes its own chips. The car company also plans to keep growing by opening 3 new factories to boost production capacity by the second quarter of 2022. Now, with those factories coming online, BYD's electric and hybrid production could hit 1.5 million cars or more in the very near future. Exports are likely to be a big part of BYD's future. The company began selling EVs in Europe starting in Norway last year and already sells a number of e-buses on the continent. And they're gearing up to sell electric vehicles in Australia. And of course, it's hard to talk about any electric vehicle company without comparing it to Tesla. Tesla stock and BYD stock were among the biggest EV winners in 2021, with booming sales growth and strong prospects. And it's important to note, BYD is actually profitable in contrast to competitors like Li Auto, NIO, and XPeng Motors. While Tesla still sells more all-electric vehicles than BYD and has a much larger market cap, in many ways, BYD is what Tesla claims or aspires to be. Tesla CEO Elon Musk has long touted a goal of making a $25,000 car. But BYD already sells many EVs at or below that price point and at a profit. If and when Tesla moves down market with cheaper EVs, it's going to face a lot of competition, and a lot of that is going to come from BYD. While BYD has a compelling growth story, there are, of course, some headwinds. China's crackdowns on a number of US-listed Chinese stocks brought a lot of volatility in 2021. COVID restrictions, power shortages, and supply chain issues also continued to weigh on the bottom line of Chinese companies. So those are just a few key things to know about BYD. Check out our expansive EV coverage over at investors.com. And don't forget, subscribe to this channel for more tech trends information.